slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever...
Hey team, hope you're all doing well. Today's topic, I wanted to discuss how I run 100 miles in 1 week. And I know a lot of runners out there do follow a higher volume per week schedule. There are other athletes that are running maybe like in the 30 to 50 miles per week. But just to give you an idea of what an athlete needs to be doing in order to hit 100 miles in a week, I really think it's really doing this type of volume. You have to have your goals in line. You have to be very strategic in how you set up your training throughout the week. Also, you have to time prioritize. You have to make sure that whatever else you have going on throughout your week, that you make time for this, because training at this type of volume definitely takes dedication. It takes patience on the part of the athlete, especially if you're working full-time, if you're going to school full-time. It's definitely time consuming. It takes a lot of time out of the week to be doing this type of mileage. And, even at 48 years old, it's just as difficult now as it was when I was in my 30s to run 100-mile weeks. But I wanted to make a video of how I run 100 miles a week, just to give you an idea of exactly what I was doing for a given week throughout this marathon buildup, and just to give you an idea of what you need to be doing, or at least kind of adjust your training to mimic kind of the training that I'm doing. Of course, this isn't for every athlete. Okay, 100-mile weeks, you don't need to be necessarily running 100 miles a week or near it to run a great marathon time. There are runners out there that are running under 3 hours, breaking 2 hours and 30 minutes, that are running around 50 to 70 miles a week. Okay, so it's not like a necessity that you have to be running very high mileage in order to guarantee you a fast time. But this is an example of the week that I did. This was the week of October 13th, just as an example. I did it 7, and you'll see here throughout this example that I'm running very easy on my recovery days. As I've said in other videos, there's a time to run hard, and then there's a time to run very easy. Okay, some of the world's top runners, an example is Yuki Kawaichi of Japan. This is a 2:08 marathoner, actually a 2:07, I believe, 2:07 high marathoner, who runs 8-minute mile pace on his easy days. So it's just an example. But this is from October 7th through October 13th. I'm looking at my VDOT platform, coaching platform, and I have my own training in here. And so on Monday, I did a 7-mile run at 8:22 mile pace. My heart rate was between 118 to 132. I put the coaching note, I put jogging, kept heart rate between 118 to 132 beats per minute. Tuesday, I did a 13-mile run at 7:57 mile pace. Heart rate, I wrote, was high today. Really had to run slowly, not yet recovered from Sunday's long run. I did the previous Sunday, I did a long run, which was, let me see here, 2-mile warm-up, 10 miles at 5:45 mile pace, hitting 5:57, 5:54, 5:45, 5:47, 5:38, 5:40, 5:48, 5:53, 5:37, 5:36. So that's why I wrote there that, hey, I'm still pretty tired from that. So I did a 13-miler that morning, did 5 miles in the evening at 7:37 mile pace. Then we move into Wednesday. I did a 2-mile warm-up, 4 800s at 2:55 pace or 5:51 pace, which was threshold. And my splits on that were 2:50, 2:49, 2:43, 2:45. So I did that light session in the morning. I wrote here in my coaching note, ran last mile cool down in 6:16, had dry needling appointment prior to this, so I had to get workout abbreviated, not to stress the muscle. Yeah, this was the day where, I'd done dry needling earlier that morning, so I didn't do too much on that day in terms of volume. Just did that 4x800 workout. Then we go into Thursday. I did a total of 18 miles that day, 13 miles in the morning at 7:39 mile pace, 5 miles in the evening at 7:20 mile pace. Moving into Friday, did a 2-mile warm-up, 12 400s at, the goal was 120 per rep or 523 mile pace. I hit 120, 121, 117, 116, 116, 116, 115, 115, 116, 116, 115, 116. So again, training at paces that were well below my goal marathon race pace, which is 6:11 mile pace. So again, that's why it's important to sprinkle in those really relaxed, easier long runs, then really hammer the harder, faster paced efforts. That evening, after that track workout of 12 400s, I did a 7-mile run at 8:12 mile pace. I wrote in the coaching note, jogging tonight, very relaxed. His heart rate was higher from not being recovered from the track workout. Okay. Saturday, I did a total of 13 miles. I was at 8 miles in the morning, and then 5 at 8:47 mile pace, just jogging. I wrote heart rate was still high this morning, jogged about as slow as I could to stay in the high 140s. And then in the evening, did a 5-mile run at 7:55 mile pace. Sunday, I did a 24-mile run at 6:24 mile pace, which the workout for that particular workout was, throughout that long run, was running 5 2-mile reps at goal marathon race pace, again 6:11 mile pace, or to run 12:22 per 2-mile rep, followed by 2-mile floats at 7-minute mile pace. And what I did that particular day, I ended up running again 12:22 for the faster reps and 14 flat for the 2-mile floats. So it was a total of 24 miles altogether, but I went 13:48, 12:02, 13:32, 12:02, 13:30, 11:52, 13:26, 11:50, 13:12, 11:48, and closed with 13:35. So averaging 6:24 per mile for the 22 miles, and with the 2-mile cool down. So that is a 100-mile week. That is what, you're running around 15 to 16 miles a day. The highest volume I ever put in one week was a 142-mile week. I've done 140-mile weeks a couple times. Run several 130-mile weeks when I was in my prime, in my early 30s. But I think, again, when it comes to talking about high volume, you have to be very smart. Most importantly, you have to be very smart with your recovery. And as you can see, what I mentioned in this video, and go back, rewind this and say, okay, this is how he was running. I mean, he had one day where I was running like 8:40 mile pace. I mean, again, I don't really, if it's recovery day after a very hard effort, if I'm running in like the 5:20s or I'm running under 5-minute mile pace, and I'm running the next day 8:40 mile pace, I don't care. I mean, I could be running 8 to 9 minute mile pace, but most of the time I'm running anywhere from 7:20 to around 8:20 mile pace on my easy days. Again, it's going to vary from athlete to athlete. Most importantly, you have to focus on your sleep. You have to focus on your nutrition, doing your part to ensure that you're recovering. Get plenty of protein. If you can, make smoothies every day, and make sure that you're getting enough protein. I always talk about in other videos too, making sure that you're not running low on ferritin. So make sure that you can get some liquid ferrosol, which is liquid iron, and take a teaspoon of liquid iron with an 8-ounce glass of orange juice. Take that daily for about a month to a month and a half, if and only if you're running low on iron, or if you're feeling fatigued or chronically fatigued. If you get your ferritin levels higher, up to around 80 to 100 nanograms per milliliter, feel much stronger. Okay, ferritin is very, very important in terms of oxygen delivery, in terms of cellular health, making sure that your ability to transport oxygen throughout the body is there. If you're running low on ferritin, it doesn't matter how much motivation you have, you're going to have a very hard time running at a high level and being able to sustain that pace. So it's very important to make sure that you're paying attention to how your ferritin levels. You can get it checked if you're feeling chronically fatigued on a long-term basis. You can get a blood test done and have the PA or the physician or the nurse check your ferritin levels and find out where you're at in regards to that. Also, hemoglobin, finding out what your hemoglobin level is as well, also very important. So that's my overview of a week in terms of running 100 miles and how I run 100 miles in 1 week. Again, it's about being strategic, making sure that you're paying attention to the other fundamentals that go into running fast over on the track or on the roads. Preparing like this takes time. It takes also several months to get to a point where you're running up at this level. This is just an example from October 7th through October 13th. Those are the 7 days. But even about 4 weeks ago, I did a 94-mile week. And then the last 4 weeks have been 94, 80, 80, and then I'm starting to taper down now. So again, if you do a 10-day taper, if you consistently keep your volume high and you keep your intensity high and you pay attention to your recovery days and making sure that you're running slow enough that you adapt to the hard training that you're doing, you're going to, you stay relaxed, you make sure that you're paying attention to your recovery, paying attention to feeling that tension in your body, and consciously telling yourself to relax and calm down as you're running at faster paces in training. Even on easy days, when you feel like you're tensing up, even on easy days, you can consciously tell yourself, relax, calm down. You've done this several times, you're ready to go. Stay positive, listen to positive information, podcast, music. Stay away from the news. All that nonsense that's on there. That'll only drag you down. So I hope this video is helpful for all of you, just to give you an idea of what I do in a 100-mile week and what's required and the types of workouts. Again, workouts are going to vary each week. Long run distances are going to vary each week as well. Longest long run I've done throughout this training block has been 24 miles. Several 20-milers, a couple 21-milers. 19-mile runs. So again, a healthy range of varying distances at varying paces. Running very relaxed for 24 miles. Following the next week, varied pace. VO2 max efforts thrown in, anaerobic threshold efforts thrown in, relaxed jogging thrown in. Okay, don't get in the habit of running long, slow, easy every single weekend. Again, you're trying to race. To race fast, you have to train fast, but you also have to make sure that you're recovering from what you're doing. So thank you so much for your support of this channel. Thanks for my subscribers. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comment section. Also, let me know how you've set up your own training. I mean, what has worked best for you? Mid-range in terms of volume, 40 to 60 miles a week. Have you done better with 100 plus miles a week? Have you done better with like 70 to 80 miles a week? And forgive me for saying miles all the time. I mean, I'm from the United States, so we always talk about miles, but I know a lot of you are in kilometers. So I'd love to hear your own viewpoint as well. What's worked best for you? And so if you have any other questions, feel free, like I said, leave a comment below. I'll respond back to you. And check out the resources on RunDreamAchieve.com or below any of my videos. They're there to take you to the next level in your training and racing. So thanks so much. I'll talk to you all in the next video.